Hello, friends. Great to see you all. Great to be here with you all. Every time I say great to see you all, and then I'm not seeing you guys, and I'm just sad. But good to see who else here. I see Katie. I see Brooke. Who else is here? Hi, Katie. How you doing, Katie? You doing all right? The bros are trying to get on. Just bored. We're all kind of bored. Feel that one. I'm in a new location. I've been in my room the last few times we've done this. Actually, every time we've ever done this, I think I've been in my room. I moved to my kitchen. I moved my desk out here. I don't know if any of you have been in my apartment before, but I moved my desk to my kitchen because I'm not productive in my room. I'll sit down on my desk in my room to do work, and then I'm in my room and I take a nap or I do other things. So I moved my desk to the kitchen in an attempt to really increase productivity during the workday. So here we are. My kitchen behind me. The counter's a little messy right now. There's a frisbee. Hello, everyone. I see the Hobbses. I see Hannah. I don't know who Dementia XOXO is. Thank you, Katie. I'm trying to be very productive. Kim Smelter, Doctor, Kimberly A. Smelter. Kim, I got to get a mask from you still. I've been very busy, but I'll text you later this week. Swing by. I just got on the phone with my mom. My mom got approved for unemployment after she lost her job. So that's pretty cool. We love my mom. She's a queen. Logan, what's up? Sienna. What's up, Sienna? Anywho, hello. Good to see you all. I feel like I ask this question all the time, and I don't get really lame answers. So try to give me some better answers if you guys have them. What have you guys been doing? I always ask that. People are like, I don't know, nothing. Listen, you've been doing something. Even if it seems lame to you, you've been doing something. So what have we been doing? Drew, you've been doing something, Drew. You have to have been doing something, Drew. Literally nothing does not work. It's got to be something. You got to have been reading a book or doing homework, or maybe you watched church this morning online. Those are all things you could be doing. Cleaning. Hey, I cleaned for 3 hours today, which is huge for me. I don't like cleaning. I get bored fast while I'm cleaning, but also I want to clean out. I cleaned my closet out. That closet you can see back there. I vacuumed the whole apartment. I cleaned the bathroom out. Been mad productive. Case's chair square, drawing with colored pencils. Being awesome's a big one. Reading, swinging, playing soccer, making pretzels. What? Yes, Brooke, you watched Onward. Brooke, how good was Onward? Yeah, my closet's back there. Gosh, Onward is so good. Just watch Onward, people. You haven't yet. It's so good. Kim Smelter made homemade ice cream and an apple pie today. Took it to the Wells. And not me, Kim. It's fine. I don't want homemade ice. It's fine. I should not eat homemade ice cream. I've been sitting down too much. You drawing. Did you cry? Yes, Brooke, did you cry? Because I was getting roasted last week for being the only person who cried during Onward. No, dang it. Why am I the only my sister? My sister's 28 and she also cried. So why are my sister and I the only people that cried during Onward? This is the worst. Freaking roasting you for crying. It's a good movie. It's worth crying over. So, gosh, my computer's being annoying. All right. We're going to do a little something. Out of my desire to not every single week just play Hangman, but out of also my inability to really like figure out great things to do. Can I pop the chat out into its own box? Oh, I can. Oh, this is the best. I can make the chat its own like what? I can make the chat its own pop-out box, and that's really cool. Where'd chat go though? Where are you at? There's chat. I don't need this. But this is so cool. Gosh, learning new things every day about streaming. Hannah Philbrook just got here. Hannah, you just got here. Read us a book. I don't know if you guys want me to read you a book. Are you guys the Bible? I don't know if that counts. Kevin's here. What's up, Kevin? Alex Pacheco, my dude. All right. Here's what we're gonna do tonight. At the start, we're gonna see how this goes. Who knows if this will work? Kevin, Alex, your dad is bald. That makes me sad. I actually think Dave looks better bald. I'm going to throw that out there. I must be the one to say it. We're all thinking it. Dave looks better bald. You always look good, Dave. If you watch this later, you always look good, Dave. You just look better bald, and I'll stand by that. Listen, it's good to be bald, right? So anyway, we are going to do your dad is here. What's up, Dave? Dave, listen, hear me out on this one. Now that you're bald, grow a beard. Think about it, Dave. Think about it. Got no hair up here, so you can go with some nice hair down here. You'll look good. You'll look like sophisticated and respectable. Not that you don't look those things now. You'll just look more sophisticated and more respectable than you do now. Gavin, I'm used to Sam being bald, but bald Dave is questionable. Listen. Just think about it, Dave. Beard, no hair. We could totally convince Jeff to shave his head, and then all the pastors on staff will be bald dudes with beards. It'd be sweet. Think about it. So what we're going to do is we are going to do, as a side note, those of you who don't know, I have been trying to convince Dave to to grow a beard for like legitimately 2 years. Because like pretty early on at Delaware Grace, I was in the office one day, and Dave had kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow, and it was like a nice looking one. I was like, Dave, like you grow a nice beard, don't you? And he was like, I never grow a beard. I always shave. And ever since then, for 2 years now, I've been trying to talk Dave into growing a beard. And if ever there were a time to grow a beard, it's quarantine, right? That's why I got this one on, right? It's quarantine beard. We've always got to get our quarantine beards on. I know so many guys. My sister's fiance has a quarantine beard going right now, and he can't grow facial hair at all. And that's fine. It's not great. Grant, I love you, but you should probably shave it before you guys get married in like 4 days. We're gonna do a little game of a Would You Rather. I love playing Would You Rather for a number of reasons. Number one, this gives me an excuse to say the word rather a ton. And because you guys aren't here, I can't hear you all snickering at me. I can't hear you all like see you guys being like, tee like, wow, Sam said rather. I can say rather however I want. This is my house. I am in my home. I'm just going to say rather, and you'll all have to live with it. It's not rather. So we're going to play Would You Rather. I'm going to read Would You Rather scenarios, and chat is going to tell me, you're going to tell me your thoughts on which you would rather. So I'll come to your house and make you stop. You don't know where I live. First one. Let's slide through these. All right, here's a good one. He's a nice, easy one to start. You ready, chat? Nice, easy one to start. Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early? 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early? I'll check Discord after this, Kevin. 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early? Drew said 10 minutes late. As a point of order, I just am 10 minutes late. You guys who know me well know, like Kim knows for sure knows my ability to just like be 10 minutes late. I'm going to be honest. I'm very sorry, Kim. But yeah, I for sure say 10 minutes late. Right. So Drew and I are the only ones saying late right now. We've got Alex, Brooke, Katie, Evan, Kim, Kevin, Hannah. Oh gosh, it's just Drew and I. Listen, hear me out on this. Nothing good happens in the first 10 minutes of anything, right? Like most movies, the first 10 minutes, kind of like, yeah, like not a whole lot happened. And then you're doing more stuff before you get there. Also, hear me out on this. I was talking to, I think it was Logan. Logan, you would know this. Logan, was it you that Joe and I were talking to about how your family shows up like an hour early to stuff sometimes? Yeah, Drew. I'm with Drew on this one. Research shows that optimism appears to protect the heart and circulation, mainly because optimists tend to be more relaxed in life and tend to not get stressed out as their pessimistic counterparts. So less stress-related health issues for you. I'm with Drew on this one, right? Being late is good for your heart. It's been determined. But yeah, Logan, was it you who said that your family shows up like an hour early to stuff sometimes? Because if so, that's still nutty to me. That's so early. All right. We'll move on for that one. That was too easy. Pessimists never prosper, and prosperers never pessimize. Here's a good one. I don't know all of you don't drive yet, but this is a good one that will affect your future. Would you rather have all traffic lights that you approach be green or never have to stand in line again? Oh, it was Scout. I knew it was at Life Group. I just Scout. My apologies. Would you rather all traffic lights are green forever or you never have to stand in line again? This one already seems more split. Well, maybe not actually. As of right now, Hannah Philbrook is the only one to have said green lights. Because fun stuff happens in line. That's fair. Fun stuff does happen in line. Okay, Logan says green lights. We got 2 green lights now. Kevin says it would be much more. What would be much more? Oh, never standing in line. All right, I want you guys to hear me out on this. All right, hear me out on this. As of right now, we're pretty split. It's pretty like we split the room a little bit. Drew said it's not even close for standing in line. I want you guys to hear me out on this. My immediate reaction was standing in line because I think of like Disney World, right? Imagine going to Disney World and you never have to stand in line. Imagine going to like Kings Island, right? I love Kings Island. We should take a youth group trip to Kings Island. Why have we never done that? We'll do that maybe this summer if things are open up. We'll try to take a youth group trip to Kings Island. That'd be so much fun. But you're at Kings Island, you're at Cedar Point, or whatever, and you're just not standing in line. But Hannah makes a really valid point that you get to know people and fun things happen in line. Hannah, you swung me. I'm on green lights now. Green lights save you more time every day, and you get to meet people. I've made so many wild experiences in line, just like meeting people, making friends. Yeah, green lights for sure. Hannah, I'm with you. Any other thoughts? Brooke says, yeah, go to Kings Island or Cedar Point. All right, here's a good one. Here's a good would you rather. Would you rather go to Kings Island or Cedar Point? And if the world opens back up again, the answers to this would you rather question will determine what we do this summer. Kings Island or Cedar Point? Alex says, I don't know. Brooke says Cedar Point. Drew says Cedar Point. Kevin says Kings Island. Kings Island. Alex, you haven't been to either? I'm texting your dad right now. No, guys, we're going to get Dave on the phone. This is a problem. I'm calling Dave. Dave Pacheco. Dave?
Yeah.
Hey, I have an issue. your son says he's never been to Cedar Point or Kings Island. Is this true? Can you confirm?
That is true.
Dave? Do I need to call CPS, Dave? Is this You've been in Ohio for a pretty long time.
It's true, because I am a fun spoiler. I don't enjoy giving my kids fun times, and so I have said amusement parks, no. It's a no-go.
You heard it here first, guys. Our holy Reverend David Eloy Pacheco hates fun.
We have been to Disney twice, though.
Disney twice is good. Have you been to Kennywood out in Pittsburgh? The land of your people. Kennywood's dope.
No, we have not.
You go to Kennywood sometime.
And sadly, Alex broke his arm at Disney World. So
I forgot about that. I forgot that Alex broke his arm at Disney World.
Yeah. You can pray for Alex too. He might have broken his pinky yesterday, so it's fun. It's fun.
What happened to Alex's pinky?
He tried to catch a football that I threw him.
Listen, I get that. You throw footballs like bullets. It's terrifying.
Well, like I said, I'm a fun ruiner. I'm a bone breaker. It's
Holy Reverend, fun ruiner, bone breaker, David Eloy Pacheco, our lead pastor. Well, hey, thanks for indulging as I called you during youth group live stream.
Yes.
It's been fun. I will probably talk to you soon.
Just to say something to the Venture students, we love you, praying for you, and I'm glad you guys are on with Pastor Sam tonight. Stay in community. It's a good thing.
Stay in community. Here first, guys. Now, that being said, he also doesn't want you to have fun, so take that all with a grain of sand. Well, Dave, have a great evening.
Did you say a grain of sand?
I did.
Okay.
Cum grano salis, with a grain of sand.
I believe it's a grain of salt.
Oh, it's salt. It is salt. Why did I say sand? With a grain of sand. That's not an expression. Gosh.
All right.
This is fine. All right. Bye, Dave.
Bye.
That right there, people. That's why you go into ministry, because it's my boss. I can just call him at 7:15 on a Sunday night. It's not why you go into ministry, but I do love Dave. Dave's a great boss. Let's scroll back up to the answers right now. Cedar Point, Kings Island, Cedar Point, Kings Island, Cedar Point, Kings Island. All right, it is definitely leaning Cedar Point. Okay, Hannah, who's the one person who gave a reasoning for Kings Island, that she knows Kings Island better. Here's my thing. I also know Kings Island better. So my whole family, those of you who don't know, my whole family lives in Cincinnati. That's where my dad grew up. It's where, like, both my brothers are down in Cincinnati. My grandma, my dad's two siblings are down in Cincinnati. So, like, that whole side of my family, like, is in Cincinnati. So I grew up, like, we never went on vacations when I was a kid. We'd go, like, visit them in the summer. We'd almost always go to Kings Island because my grandma lived, like, you could see, like, from, like, her house, you could see Kings Island. Like, you could see, like, the stuff, like, sticking up, right? She was, like, right there in Mason. So I know Kings Island, like, nobody's business. I've been there every summer for years. I spent, like, usually would go for, like, a whole weekend and, like, hang out with our family and go for a few days. Like, so I know and I love Kings Island dearly. Cedar Point is a better park, friends. It just is. So while I love Kings Island, as of right now, the vote is not heavily, but it is definitely in favor of Cedar Point. Cedar Point is going to be the move if the world opens back up again. Oh, Josiah's here. What's up, Josiah? So that's the decision. It is Cedar Point now. Cedar Point has better rides. Kings Island might have more to do if you just want to, like, walk around and, like, be like my mom and just, like, do whatever. But the rides at Cedar Point are where it's at. So I want to say Cedar Point. And if the world opens back up again, maybe in, like, July, like early August, we'll hit Cedar Point. It'll be sweet. We'll all go up there. That sounds awesome. Cool. Well, that's decided then. That's the best would you rather we possibly could have asked. This is going way differently than I ever could have imagined, and I'm loving every second of it. All right, here's a good one. Carrying on with our would you rather trend. Would you rather be able, and this is kind of a complicated one, so listen very carefully. Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future or see 10 minutes into the future of anyone but yourself? So you can either see 10 minutes ahead in your own future, and I think this is like whenever you want. I'm going to say once a day because we need more limits on it. So once a day, you can see 10 minutes into your own future, or once a day, you can see 10 minutes into the future of anybody else but yourself. Trent and Kevin said your own. Kim said someone else. Josiah said his own. Kim, why someone else? You were the first, and now Brooke says someone else. Kim and Brooke, why someone else? Hannah with a good point. Anyone but herself, it keeps life exciting. I'm curious what people's answers to this question say about their personality types. Like, I'm sure if I were tracking answers to these would you rather questions, we could figure out something about personality types from them. We're not going to, but we could. I think probably more likely than not. Hannah, mine, because if you die, you could try and see what you're doing. But here's the thing. It's once a day for 10 minutes. So it's like, would I use it every time I get in the car? Like the first time in the car for the day? Kim says you could help them out. Kevin says you could change fate. But can you change fate? Does fate exist? It's a better question. Brooke, because if you know your own future and you try to change it and you get stressed out. That's true. But like 10 minutes, how much into the future do you know 10 minutes? Right? Like it's not like I'm like gonna look 10 minutes into the future and be like, well, that's who I'm marrying. That's not how that works. I don't think. Kim says your own is probably much more known and predictable. That's fair, honestly, because like I generally speaking know what I'm going to do for the next 10 minutes at any point in time. Like right now, I know I'm going to be doing this for the next 10 minutes. And then when this is done, probably going to go read a book because I spent too much time playing video games today. So I'm going to go read a book when this is done, I think. I'm tired of staring at a screen. So what I'm saying is we know 10 minutes in our own future. But like if you're going to die, could you avoid it in any way? Yeah, you totally could. Like if I could see 10 minutes into my own future and I saw that if I get in my car right now and I drive to Starbucks, which I did a little bit ago before we did this, because Coffeeology is closed on Sundays right now, which is a big bummer. And saw that in the process of doing that, right, I got to cut across 23 to get to Starbucks from my apartment. I do it all the time. It terrifies everyone who drives with me, but I love doing it. Joe hates it, and it's fun. Just like stress Joe out. We love Joe. But as I'm sitting there, if I'm waiting to go and I see that 10 minutes in my future, someone's going to like right into my side. It'll be like the last time I got in a car accident all over again, but this time I die. I just won't go. All right, so in that case, I could avoid, but is it already decided? See, Kevin is asking the philosophical questions, right? Within the mind of God, right? God knows what's going to happen, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's already happened. It just means that God knows what will happen. And there is a difference there. A huge difference, honestly. I'm just moving my windows around. Give me a second. Try to figure out the best layout for this so I can like see chat, read these. But it isn't 10 minutes into your future. You're still getting into your future. Hannah, feel about your days and by God, then you really can't. That is true, Hannah. That is true. Always bring in the philosophical, theological standpoint into it. If we take the Bible saying that our days are numbered by God and apply it to this wild scenario where we get the ability to see into the future, I think we would just die some other way, right? Because remember, in this scenario, you can only use it once per day. So, like, if I use it, well, think about this. Hear me out on this one. I just thought about this. So, if my days are numbered by God, and I look into my future and I see that I'm going to get hit by a car if I cross the street, right? Follow me here. I look into the future. I see that I'm going to get hit by a car if I cross the street, right? right? We can all agree on that. I then don't go, so I don't get hit by the car. God knew I wasn't going to go, so this wasn't my day to die, right? Let's say the next day, then a duck just flies down and just like takes my head off because birds are evil, right? So I walk outside, a duck just clean comes in, right? But I didn't look into the future for that. But God knew that. God knew that first I would look into my future today and see that I would get hit by a car and not go, and that I would then go tomorrow, right? So my days are still numbered. See, that works, right? So we've applied theological concepts to this ludicrous scenario. Yeah, birds, listen. Hannah, poor duck. Listen, we all know. Listen, birds aren't real, but it's fine. All right. How long does it take to look into the future? What if it's 10 minutes? What if it takes you 10 minutes to look in the future and you find the picture of your future and it's just the 10 minutes you spent trying to look into the future? If you enjoyed discussing the possible scenarios where you could look into the future and God exists and all of that, then become a philosophy major. This is just like what I did for 4 years in college. This is what it's like in Sam's brain. Honestly, Kim, it is. This is just the inside of my brain always. Kim knows me so well. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. And this is going to be our last one. All right, this is going to be our last one. And this is a good one. And I honestly don't. I think I know what my answer is. But I'm not sure. Would you rather have all of your clothes fit perfectly, or, right, that sounds great, or have the most comfortable pillow, blankets, and sheets in existence? So either your clothes, like you're always looking fresh, like you got that fit. I'm wearing this shirt that I know at least a few of us have from the Greater Than conference, or I am Greater Than back in fall, right? Would you either your clothes fit perfectly, or you got that drip every day, or your sheets and your blankets and your pillow are just like the most comfy thing that you can imagine? Yeah, I figured Josiah has it. Drew has it. I think Evan has this shirt. I can't remember who else has this shirt, but I know you three for sure would. Kevin probably does. All right, we're gonna read these responses. Drew says clothes. Kevin says clothes. Logan says pillow, blanket, sheets. Brooke says clothes. Saya says clothes. Kim says, or Kay says bed. Kim says bed. Alex says clothes. Hannah, pillow, blanket. I can't do fashion or matching or anything really. I go with. I respect that, Hannah. I respect that. Yeah, Kevin, why didn't you go to Greater Than? I was at Greater Than. My boy Joel spoke and Joel killed it. As a side note, all of you, we as a youth group will be like joining with Greater Than and I Am in the fall. So we should all go. I'll be there again. It was so much fun. Seriously, if you guys are there, you know, Joel did such a good job. I love Joel. Joel and I went to Florida together like 2 months ago. I love that guy. Yes, Red McGillicuddy. Yes. Clothes, because your sheets can be comfortable, even though it might be the most comfortable. Yeah, he's so funny. I love Joel. All right, so it's actually pretty split. This one has been super split, which makes sense. I want you guys to know, I just checked my phone. Josie Morrow texted me and said that is an abomination to amusement parks if you think that Kings Island is better than Cedar Point. For real. Listen, Josie, you're right. Like, you're just right. Cedar Point is better than Kings Island. But Kings Island is good. I love it. Cedar Point is better. He spoke at DCS Chapel. Hey, do you guys remember when I spoke at DCS Chapel, but the middle schoolers weren't there? And I'm still sad about it. Like, I think about it all the time. I'm like so sad. It was just high schoolers. Like, it was fun to have the high schoolers in there, but it would have been more fun with the middle schoolers there also. Still kind of sad about it. I'm hoping to speak there in the fall. Sometime in the next couple months, I'll text Tom about it and try to get on the schedule for the fall. That was fun. I never tied my story back into what I preached on. It was a great time. Anyway. Andrew said the one day of the month. Yeah, the one day. Let's put you guys up. It's so annoying. So anyway, we're super split down the middle on clothes versus sheets. And that is fine. I think personally, I am going clothes. And it's for the same reason. Josiah says, sorry for not playing bass for you. It's fine, Josiah. I forgive you. Kevin, I think Mr. Carroll is mad. He's mad at me. I like Mr. Carroll and I are homies. Mr. Carroll's mad at me, question mark. Say more, Kevin. But no, so while Kevin is saying more, Hannah McAllister made the point that is the same reason I go clothes. Hannah said clothes because your sheets can be comfortable even though they might not be the most comfortable. Oh, dang it, Kevin. I was like, no, like, what did I do? It's like, Good one, Kevin. Listen. Mr. Carroll and I are like this. Like, we're homies. But yeah, no. So that is I go clothes. Because you want to get that drip. You want to look good. I'm with Hannah McAllister on this one. That your sheets, like my sheets are pretty comfy. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. They're the same sheets I had in high school. So I've been using these sheets for like 7-8 years. Oh, gosh. I was in college 7 years ago. 8, 9, 10 years ago, right? And these sheets are still so comfy. I sleep great. But I guarantee you, most of you, if not all of you, have more comfy sheets than I do. But I still sleep great. All right. Riley, this is one thing this whole time, and it's yucky. Come on, chill. Yes, I wash my sheets. Listen, I went through long stretches of my life where I would not wash my sheets for like months on end. Anymore, it's probably like every week. My goal is like within 10 days, every 10-day stretch to wash my sheets. I don't know if you guys know Natalie Smith. Natalie Smith works at Coffeeology. She's a barista there. She's wonderful. We love Natalie. She works every Tuesday and Thursday morning. Go by and say hi to her. Natalie told me earlier this week that she, every single day, she'll use her pillow once. The next day, she'll flip it, and then she'll wash that pillowcase. So she only ever sleeps on each side of her pillowcase once. And that's wild to me. Like, she doesn't throw it out, she washes it, but that's wild to me. I cannot fathom only sleeping on each side of my pillowcase once. And, like, she has great skin, so, like, maybe, like, that's why some of us have acne. Right? My acne was bad in high school, and I never washed my pillowcase. So that might be it. I don't know, man. I can open the screen back up to how it normally is. Hannah says makes sense to me. It seems extreme. Yeah, no, it's wild. It's wild to me. Like, I personally I would not do it. But I really, really respect that she does. Like, I'm not going to make fun of her for it. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Like, if you want to be clean, you know, some people say, like, holier than thou. She's just cleaner than thou. That's like me only wearing my clothes once a week. I do, like, generally speaking, try not to wear clothes too many times in a row without washing them. This jacket, I think I've only ever washed once since I've owned it, but, like, I wear it over things so it doesn't feel gross. Actually, have I ever washed this jacket? I don't know. It smells fine. I'm very clean. Oh, yeah, it smells fine. I'm very clean. All right. So this is going to be my final thought for this time. As a side note, starting next week, we are going snap. No, I've definitely washed this jacket before. I'm mostly kidding. I couldn't tell you how long it's been since I've washed this jacket, but I've definitely watched this jacket because I spilled stuff on it one time. So, starting next week, the structure of these Sunday night times are going to look a little bit different. I didn't do one this week. With every week of quarantine up till now, I've done like on Wednesday, I've put out like shorter videos, just like a mini sermon of sorts. And we're going to move those to Sundays. So what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to have those publish on the YouTube channel at like 6:30 on Sunday nights. So at like 6:30ish on Sunday nights, that video will go up. It won't be super long. They've been like 8 to 10 minutes, I think, all of them. So that'll go up, and then we'll still have this at 7. We'll talk a little bit about that video during this time. So my recommendation is next Sunday night, hop on, watch that video, hop into the live stream. We're going to try that for a little while and see how that goes. Just try to increase engagement, have some fun in that. But yeah, so I was thinking about, I don't know if any of you guys watched, I don't know, not all of us go to Delaware Grace, and that's totally fine. But if you do go to Delaware Grace and you watched our sermon this morning, Pastor Jeff spoke on James. We are continuing a sermon series through James. I have my Bible here is what I keep looking down at. So we're going through James as a church right now, which if we were still, did this live stream start at 7? Yeah, this live stream starts at 7. So we'll have these start at 7. And like I said, starting next week at like 6:30, probably, I will publish like a mini like sermon video for the week that'll go up on this channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and smash that bell notification so you get notifications whenever I upload, if you know what I mean. Smash that like button. But if we were, what's funny is if we as a youth group were still meeting normally right now, the schedule had us in James right now. So I have like a teaching schedule that I'll make for the year. And we were supposed to be going through James like as a youth group this month and into next month, which is a bummer. I was really looking forward to that. We should do it by Zoom just to see everyone. We might, I'm considering switching over to Zoom at some point soon. The bell, Drew, when you press the bell notification, then you'll actually get like push notifications when that account uploads. Just an extra way to know when we're posting stuff. Sell out. Thank you, Scout. I am a boss. Yeah, we might do by Zoom starting next week. I'm still debating it. Those of you who have been to the Tuesday night Zooms, I love our Tuesday night Zooms, but they are chaos, just absolute chaos, and I love it. So, Drew, when you hit the bell notification, then when that channel uploads, you'll get like a push notification, like an extra notification. So, like, normally, if you want to see if a channel you subscribe to uploaded, you would go to your like subscription feed, and it would give that to you. But yeah, that's all neither here nor there. Kim, we'll talk this week about Zoom. I've been thinking about it myself, actually. But yeah, no, I do love our Tuesday night Zooms. What we do that Tuesday night? If you're free at 7 on Tuesday night, we'll be playing Jackbox games again. I have a couple new games I've been looking through because I have, like I said, I had the first 5 party packs, so I have like 25 different Jackbox games. We've been playing mostly the same, like 2 or 3. We have a couple new ones that I want us to try when we play on Tuesday. We've been talking about James as a church, this idea of the sermon series is titled When the Rubber Meets the Road, talking about this idea of like, what does it look like to live out like a Christian walk, right? What does that look like, right? James is a book that talks a ton about this Christian walk, this Christian life. And he talked about this passage, Jeff did this morning, which you haven't watched it, Delaware Grace YouTube channel, go watch it. It's a great message. But he talks about, at the end of James 1 here, James says, let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it is conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death. That's James 1:13-15. right? So it's this process where he says, like, temptation to sin comes from when we're drawn in by our desires to sin. That desire becomes sin, and then that sin grows into death, right? For the wages of sin is death. Romans 3:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. And as we think about, like, I would hope, right, we all have a desire to sin less, right? I would hope we all have a desire to become more like Jesus, a desire to live more like God. So as we look at growing into becoming people who walk away from sin, is I hope we're not like, man, like, I really love this addiction that I have. Like, that's super fun. Or like, man, I love, like, when I get mad and, like, yell at my siblings. Like, that's super fun. So as we think about this process, we're trying to avoid death, right? We want to avoid death. That's something that we don't want to, like, run into. So we want to avoid sin. And the first step of that is this. My computer keeps blowing up. Is this process of each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. All right, so desire leads to sin, and sin leads to death. So I've been thinking a lot about our desires, what our desires look like. It's been on my mind all day as I've been thinking over this passage. And I encourage you guys to start asking yourself the question of, what are my, like, primary desires? The high school guys life group on Thursday last week was talking about our first fruits. We read through Cain and Abel's story, where Abel gives God the first that he had, and Cain just kind of gave God an afterthought. I think Cain got upset when Abel's offering was better because Abel gave God a good offering. Abel gave God the first of his life, and Cain gave God the third, the fourth, or the fifth of his life. Because Abel desired to serve God, Abel desired to give good gifts to God, whereas Cain did not. Cain simply desired to look like he was doing it. So as we ask ourselves, what are our desires? How do I shape my desires to become more like God's? So that instead of desiring sin, instead of desiring to go back to that addiction, instead of desiring to, like, tell my siblings off, or instead of desiring to lie, or X, Y, or Z, we desire to become more like God. Right? Josiah says, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And yeah, like, where your treasure is, it's the exact same thing, right? Where our treasure is, there our heart will be also. So I asked myself, as I asked you guys, based off our sermon this morning, as I've been thinking about this today, is to put in the terms that Josiah just used, right? Where are we storing up treasure? Where is our desire? When I wake up in the day, is my first thought, like, man, like, I want to spend the time praying today, or, man, I want to, like, show someone love? Or is it like, shoot, like, can't wait to get my work done so that I can go play video games again? Or, man, I can't wait to, I can't wait to, go play Animal Crossing, right? Like, a lot of days, I think I talked about this last week, maybe. Might have been in my life group, actually. But a lot of days, like, my Switch is usually in my room. I'll, like, wake up and, like, roll over and be like, cool, time to play some Animal Crossing now. Do it before I get out of bed. And, like, that's wild. That's how most of my days start right now. And that quarantine's a weird time. But I just encourage us to start thinking about our desires. Start thinking about what am I striving after? What do the things that I am chasing after in my life say that I value? Am I chasing after becoming like God? We talked about this in youth group ages ago, that if I'm only a Christian because I want to avoid hell, because I've been told, and I've read in the Bible, and I've believed since I was a kid that hell is real, and that if I don't love God, if I'm not following Jesus, then I'll go to hell. And that's the only reason we're a Christian. We're missing out on this whole wonderful life that we get to live here on earth, of becoming more like God, and of enjoying his goodness, and enjoying his joy, and having Christian community, and X and Y and Z. And it's so good to follow God. So if I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, I'm a Christian because I don't want to go to hell, I'm a Christian because I want to go to heaven, and we're focusing on what happens after we die, we're missing out on the opportunity to experience God's goodness here on earth. So I'd encourage you guys, my encouragement for the week is to start thinking about, Hannah said she remembers we talked about it. Drew says able, we got the word able. I don't think so. Like maybe, but I don't think so. I don't want to say no for sure, but probably not. So yeah, it's an encouragement to us to start asking ourselves about our desires, asking ourselves about, what are we chasing after? Because if we look over our life and we see that consistently we're just chasing after sin, we're just chasing after making more money or becoming more popular or even getting a good grade, all right? If those are our desires, we're desiring sin. Right? Not that those things themselves are sin, but if we're desiring to make our kingdom greater instead of desiring to make God's kingdom greater. So I encourage you to start thinking about your desires, start praying about your desires, so that we can change our desires, become more like God's, so we can walk away from sin and ultimately walk away from death. Those are my thoughts. I love you guys. I'm going to pray real quick, and then we can all go about our days. Dear Lord, I thank you for this group of students. I thank you for people who just wanted to show up for a live stream and just hang out for a little bit on a Sunday night and just joke around about would you rather questions and talk about roller coasters and whatnot, God. And I love these students. I just ask that you are with us as we go out of this place, God, that you help us to just have opportunities this week to love our friends, love our neighbors well. And in your holy name, Lord, amen. I love you guys. Have just the best of all the evenings. It's 7:46. You have a whole night ahead of you to hang out, have fun, do whatever, I don't know, pray with someone, tell someone you love them, pet a dog. Kim says have a great week. All right, I love you guys. Deuces. Kevin's going to play Animal Crossing. I already played enough Animal Crossing today. I'm kind of at that point in Animal Crossing where, like, I don't have a whole lot to do every day. Yeah, come Tuesday night. Tuesday night Zoom, 7 o'clock. Be there. It'll be fun. Play more Jackbox games. I also might have gotten audio figured out so you guys can hear it this time. There's a way to share your audio so you guys should get it. Hoping it works for me this week. I was messing around with some friends over the weekend to try to get it figured out. So I think you guys may have audio this week. How do I get the code for the Zoom? I send it out. Josiah, if you are not on it, I will send it right now in the chat. I send out, we have like Remind. If you guys use Remind. If you guys use Remind, I'm sure a lot of your schools probably use Remind. I send out the Remind, like what happens, like, hey, here is the Remind. I will post it in here. I don't know if you are in the Remind. That's what it is. Text at DG student to 81010. I do not use Remind a ton, so don't if you sign up, don't be like, wow, like Sam's gonna blow up my phone. I really won't. I usually send on average like 2 a week. I send one before this and one on Tuesday night. So you don't have to join, but it is a good way if you want to keep track of when things are happening. Usually like in the lead up to our events and whatnot, I'll send them out. So I love you guys. Have a great night. See you all Tuesday.